You are listening to the Atheist Antidote Show. And now, your host,
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brock Lawley. This is the Atheist Antidote Show. I will be your host. Thank you for listening. You know, I want to touch on a very, very, very needle pinpoint point today, and I want to drive it home in your mind. All these details are going to come out. Looks like Chechen radical, jihadists, and there's also a lot of credible evidence that there's a Saudi national, which the government's all embroiled in some craziness with. Details aren't clear on that, although that's got Benghazi crazy written all over it, and I have a suspicion that this is going to explode like egg all over the face of this administration. But that can't be substantiated. Can't be substantiated yet. We'll see Monday-ish, Tuesday-ish if that pans out. But the point I want to focus your attention on is the fact that for whatever reason, and I argue that this will go down as one of the weirdest, most bizarre, ill-arranged marriages history has ever unveiled, which is leftism and Islam have, for whatever reason, become mattress dancing partners. And I got to tell you, that is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. But that's the case nonetheless. And I'm not saying leftists want to kill and explode bombs, and I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, for whatever reason, they refuse. I mean, it's like borderlining on some sort of psychopathic disorder. They refuse to identify the fact that America and the West at large, and I know this because I fought radical Islam in Iraq, they refuse to identify this enemy as a clear enemy. I'm not talking about a uniformed enemy. I'm talking about this ideology, this mindset. It does not make you a bigot. It does not make you an Islamophobe or a xenophobe or any other such phobe that the leftists want to throw at you like shame grenades. No, it makes you a person who lives in reality. And of course, if you want my opinion, I want leadership and government officials, specifically people that are at the tip of the spear, like Homeland Security and CIA. I want those people living in the land of reality. The left has become, think about it this way, people who have played sports, and most people have either recreationally or in high school. Think about it this way. Imagine you're on a football team, and your quarterback insists that you're playing soccer. Let that seep in. Now, all the other players, if you know anything about the game of football, are pretty much shepherded and led in almost every way by their quarterback. The decisions, he has the ball, he's making a lot of on-the-ground instant decisions, he's audibles. It's just, I don't want to get into some sports analogies here, but he's the chief on the field offensively. Imagine if that guy insists that he's playing soccer. So you got all the other players, you got the running backs and the wide receivers and the linemen screaming at this guy, no, we're not playing soccer. We're playing American football. We have linebackers to deal with. We have wideouts. We have cornerbacks to deal with. We have strong safeties to deal with, defensive ends, etc. Stop with this insistence on soccer. We're not playing soccer. Just imagine what kind of insanity would happen. Imagine how, obviously, you're not going to win the football game, and also imagine how much frustration and incompetence starts to brew on all levels on that field. This administration, representing leftism, thinks they're playing soccer, and it's football. They're on a football field. The refs are football refs. You understand me? They will not identify radical Islam as an enemy, and you have 300 million Americans falling victim to this incompetence. Now, be very clear. I am not saying that the left wants Americans to die. I am not saying that. I am saying these people are inept. They are inept because they live in the land like they want it to be rather than in the land of reality as it actually is. This is the problem with leftism in every regard, in every sphere, on every front, be it economics, be it social decisions, be it foreign policy. They cannot be trusted because they live in the land of utopia that only exists in weird academic classrooms, but it does not exist when you put rubber to the road and you live in this world as it is. And I'm telling you, from Benghazi to the Boston Massacre, do you realize that these that these Chechen jihadists had YouTube videos spouting off all kinds of craziness about killing and slaughtering Americans, etc. You tell me this. And by the way, this has nothing to do with race. Nut jobs can come in all shades and colors. I grant you that. I'm in complete agreement about that. But you mean to tell me that if some weird redneck in South Carolina with missing a couple twos and a sloppy Joe wife beater with KKK propaganda tattooed on his arm, spouting off craziness into the YouTube video, you mean to tell me that Janet Napolitano wouldn't have been putting a boot on his neck? You already know the answer to that. Here's the reality, people. This government, for whatever reason, will not call a spade a spade. We have a serious problem with radical Islam and what it does to the human mind, and how crazy and perverted and demented and sick these people are. These people are churning out these camps and they're putting out websites that tell you how to use your mom's kitchen as a weapon of mass destruction. These people have got to be addressed. This ideology has to be addressed as a serious threat to freedom-loving people. And the people in charge of your country do not have the stones or the mental ability to call a spade a spade. And everybody is radically less safe because of this. Again, leftists, by and large, have no interest in killing Americans. I'm not saying that. I'm saying their delusion and their complete refusal to acknowledge an enemy is reaching fever pitch. I'm telling you, it's getting crazy. And it has to be dealt with. They are not fit to govern. It has nothing to do with politics anymore. You can't have a quarterback who thinks he's playing soccer. I mean, that should be a non-partisan issue. Thank you for listening to the DeSanto Show.
You are listening to the Atheist Antidote Show.